So now we have two containers running in the background, but there's a problem. We don't know what is going on inside these containers. What if something goes wrong? What if our server generates an error? That's where we need to use the log command. But first, let's bring up our running containers. So now we're going to look at the logs for this container. We type docker logs and then the container ID. Of course, on your machine, the container ID is different. So whatever it is, just type the first few letters. Okay, so here we can see the output of our web server. This is exactly the same output that we saw when we started this container in the foreground. Now, this logs command has some additional options. So as I told you before, whenever you want to play with the docker command, always use --help to learn about various options. So one of the options here that is useful is -f or follow. This is useful if your container is continuously producing output. So instead of running docker logs, some container ID multiple times, you can just use -f to follow the log. Then whatever is written to the log, you can see it in real time on the terminal. Of course, you have to press Ctrl and C to get out of that. Let's look at the other options. Another option is -n or tail. And with this, we can specify the number of lines to show. This is useful if we have a really long log. So docker logs, what was that container ID? 655. I'm going to use -n5 to look at the last 5 lines. That's it. Pretty useful. Now, what if you want to see timestamps? We can use -t. So -t. And now we see the timestamp in front of each message. So if you encounter any issues when running your applications inside Docker, the first thing I want you to look at is the logs. Next, we're going to talk about publishing ports.